Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Bravo's workshop. We are continuing on with this build because of the bad weather today, and I'm quite enjoying it, even though the last episode was a bit of a pain. So, on this episode, we're not touching any of this stuff over here. No, we're not. We're going to start the third and looks like final structure. Okay, let's do a mic check here. The green light is on. I just swapped it over just because I was using the one quite a while and I don't know how long they really last for. And I do know they don't last a super amount of time. So anyway, let's get back on with this. Okay, so we need, looks like we have to make this structure. Is that right? I know, this is to go, we're going to make this structure to go down onto the floor of this piece here. I've seen this. Where is this piece? Hang on one second. Yes, this is H1, which is basically this piece here, which we've already cut one side off. So let's cut the other one off. So there's the H1, and it's now been cleaned, and I can already tell some more Furby stuff there. I can already tell we're going to have a very similar scenario to the front here. Yeah, that wasn't meant to happen. To the front here. Where the front kind of goes on with this piece. This was exactly the same, and again, thinking of the floor is one level. Now I don't know what color this is. Let's have a quick look. So that's the front middle. Let me have a look. Hang on. Okay, I think this ship goes something like this, which is that is there, and then this piece will come around with a little gap in there, and probably something just like that, giving us our mass proportion of the ship. So again, we will, thinking of painting, we will continue on with this kind of camouflage thought, and also the black on top, which this section is actually not black. It is the, hang on, quarterzine, I think it's called, quarterzine. No, I'm actually wrong. That is timber flooring, and there does seem to be some timber flooring to go on here too. Now, I haven't actually pulled the flooring out and had a good look at it. But this ship does have a lot of black. Now, not black, dark grey. Yes, I'll tell myself off. A lot of dark grey, some timber flooring, and that's the main colour of the floor. Let's bring the colour chart back in just to show you. Let's see if I can keep the light out of that. So this is the... So here we have the bow of the ship and the stern. Now, I don't normally reference them like that, and it kind of feels weird when I do, but, you know, a couple of people have pulled me up on it, and rightly so. If you're going to be mucking around with ships, you probably should call them what they are. So the bow has a lot of grey and then some timber floor on, looks like to be 1, 2, 3 different levels, and the rear of the ship, or the stern, is 1, 2, 3 levels also, and something a little bit going on here. I'm not really sure, but like I said, I don't have the flooring out yet, and I'm not really interested in the floor at the moment. I just need to know roughly where they all go. And again, I'm more thinking of the camouflage at the moment, so I just need to know what goes here, and still keeping them separate to do those bits and pieces, because we still need to paint and put flooring on and other bits and pieces as well. So where are we now with this one? Well, we got this piece here, which is the next piece to go along, and we have to make up the structure. And there's also, it looks like a B13 that is going on top of here as well. So let's get the B13 out. Well, there is the B13. It's quite a large piece. Let's zoom out. Yeah, it's quite a large piece. Let's get that one off and get it cleaned up. We'll do this one while we're here. We'll just roughly chop him off, and we'll get him cleaned up. Okay, well there he is now cleaned up, and let's have a look and see how it goes. I do believe this is a floor piece that's got to go on here as well. So later on, this is seriously going to look superb with the floor, with the dark, and with all the camouflage on there. I think it's going to look really good. I think we need to clean that one just a little better. That's to go on there like that. Yeah, what's going on here? Just need to clean that piece there up a little bit. Okay, let's see how the fit is now. Ah, yes, that's much better. And again, it's unusual that they sort of did mold this with the floor already in it, but then again, I suppose you can't add this piece. So, yeah, I see where they're kind of going. And again, if we add the front, let's add the front section on here as well. Or as it really is, the rear. Well, looking at the plans, it would appear this rear section is 3 pieces. So I'll get them out. D21, D25, and E48. I have some Ds just here already. Are they already here? Let's have a look, shall we? D, D25. 25 and 21. There they are there. Okay, we'll get them off. Well, there's E48, and we've got to be careful this one again because of the way they've got it on the sprue. So we'll get that cleaned up. So those 2 pieces are now off, and they are to go something together like that. And I think what I might do, and I chopped only 1 piece off at a time because they were very similar. I didn't want to mix them up. So I think what we'll do is we'll put some glue on this one here. I've taken some excess off. Let's see if we can get this to wick through. Give it a little gap. And let's put this one together like that. Level on the bench. Let's fix it up on the outside. Let's fix it this way too. Let's level that way. How does it look? It's not bad. Certainly glad I put it on the bench. Let's just finalize that, push that up a bit more. And, oh, lucky I got you on the screen there. Hang on a minute. Sorry about that, I had to blow my nose. With the man flu, yes. I haven't had the man flu in a long time. I probably got it while I was away. So just for now, let's let that one kind of rest there. Let's get the other one off. Actually, while that's there, let's give it just a little more glue. Just through that joint. Oh, see, it made it soft. I have said this before, that sometimes when you glue them, it makes them soft. Now we're going to do it all over again. Let's glue it there. Let's make it level that way. Trying to avoid the blue stuff on the mat here too. Trying to get it that way and push it in. And hopefully it can go off again. Just like that. That lip is meant to be there. As nice as it was before? Probably. It is. It isn't. It is. Anyway, we can always buff that up and clean that up. It's got to be undercoated anyway. Let's make sure that's nice and flat that way, and nice and flat that way. Now we'll really give it some time to go off. And let's get the D25 off. Now, while we're working on this one, let's do the other side. Something just like this. Just want it to wick there, and again, I don't want to mess up the blue on the mat, so keep it in the green section. Let's join that together. That did not work so well. That's not together. Okay, let's do that again. So while they're together, let's quickly glue that up. If it's going to stay together, something like that. That pretty much got it that time. And again, let's keep it nice and flat. Well, there it is together. I do want to give it a little bit more glue, but before we glue it, let's see how it fits in here. Yeah, I think that's going to fit okay. It's going to look all right. Yeah, that's going to look okay. I'm also inclined to glue this piece with this piece, so when we take that off, we kind of take that off in one hit. But for now, I just want to, yeah, see, I just want to re-glue that just to make them a little stronger without this piece. Let's take that piece off like that. Take him off over here like that. And let's roll him that way and just give him just a tad more glue just along that joint. And let him go off for a few minutes. Just while that was drying, I was looking at the plan and kind of really sussing this piece out, which is technically in the way the ship is facing, this being the rear, or the stern. There's a lot of black, or sorry, no, dark grey that goes on here. And the next structure, which goes on top of this here, has a lot of the light blue on it. So, and even the other side, I checked out the other side, there's a lot of darker colour on this side as well. Probably not as much. But yeah, so I think really where I'm going with that is, I think really we can get away with putting that piece on and taking that piece on and off as one piece. Because I really do think most of that is, it's definitely dark on one side, but the other side it's half dark and half almost the white. Now it is not really called white, I do know this once again, but we're calling it the white to distinguish the colours. So I think what we'll do is we will just take a lot of that glue off. Let's glue that edge just there, because it is sitting rather nice. And I'm holding down the floor here too, just because it's sitting rather good. It's a good fit this side, probably not as nice on the other side, but it is rather close. So let's now come around here, do this one. Yeah, that's pretty good now. Take the excess off. Let's just glue that edge, and I do know it has popped out there just for a second. Down. And also let's do that round edge just around there and make him one piece. Careful of the glue. So yeah, that's not bad. So when we fit that, that's going to be pretty good. Now let's very carefully take that off. Didn't want it to glue it all the way up. No, it didn't. So while that's sitting rather good, let's put some glue on this side and finish it off. And let's go heavy with the glue on this side. There. Around there. Let's redo that joint. Now it's got something there. And we just let that set off and give that piece a moment to have a rest without touching anything. So just while that one's drying off, the piece that goes on top of this one is B1, which I do believe is the last one for B. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's our first empty sprue. The B is now finished. That's the last piece. So we'll get him off and throw that one. To be honest, I never actually throw any of those pieces. I put all of them and any pieces that are left over, extra or whatever, back in the box, because I do like to keep the boxes. So that's what I do with those. Let's clean that one off. Good job. And that one as well. Pretty good. Little tiny bit there to clean up. So, it's because it's got the edge on it. So we'll take that off. Actually, what I do with those, I'll just quickly show you. The file is very, very good for taking those short little pieces off. Especially when that's got like a curved bit and we need that curved bit. So it's very good for holding that. Almost all gone. Yeah, pretty good there. Another one there. 45, I want to call that. Yeah, that one's gone nicely. Let's come back to that one. Still kind of there. Yeah, that's gone. Let's get off any burrs there. Okay, so that is our flooring for our next piece, which is to go this way. And we now need, let's get one of the longer ones. Let's get D30 and D41 off. Is the D just here? The D is just here. D30. There's D30 right there. Again, we'll get him off, just like that. And there's our D41. Let's grab him too. Yep. And just like the other one, we've got to join it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a cement. Because the other one kind of goes off just a little too quick for the adjustment. I just want the edge done there. Not too much more. And we'll put him together like that. Of course, we're using that for something flat. How's it look around that way? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. So let's just put him that way to make sure it's flush. Yeah. Now, we'll just let him go off. No, it's still not quite flush. Let's go a bit more. Yeah, that's a little better. Could be even a little more. Of course, that's why I like that cement, because it does give you plenty of moving time. Okay, so we'll let that one dry off. It does appear to be on the right angle, even though it looks a little more than what it's supposed to be. But for now, we'll just leave it there. I just brought it back for a 90-degree angle because it is to go on this piece, which is 90 degrees. So just to make sure, let's just do that and let him go off. Yeah, that's probably more 90 degrees. We're using the mat there, slightly off. No, that's probably more accurate. There we go. Can you see it better there? Yeah, that works. So we'll just let him go off for a few minutes and I'll get the next piece out. So there is our next piece off. How are we going with this? This should be dried by now. How does it look? Looks pretty good. Yes. Some people are going to complain about some of the joins and the gaps and other bits and pieces. I'm not worried about all those at the moment. I'm only worried about getting the structure together. And as we go into painting, then we'll worry about that. Much like when you do when you panel beat a car. You do all the body work first and then you worry about painting. And we're not up to body work yet. We're just basically putting everything together and seeing how it all fits. It fits very good together like that. Yep. So we'll leave that piece there and we'll continue on with this one here. I think we'll do the same with this piece just to start it off. We'll put a bit of cement, obviously getting rid of all the excess just on that edge there. It just helps to tack it off rather easy. Which way are we going? We're going that way, that way, that way. Let's put that down and let's put him in. Stay away from the blue. Just just in there to sort of start that off. Obviously keeping the 90 degrees and flush with the mat, something like that. Let's join that together. And there is one more piece to go on the rear here. It already looks pretty good. Does it need to go down? Flush. Yeah, that's pretty good. And again, we'll just let that go off for a few minutes and we'll come back. Okay, so we've got our next piece off, the D40, and using the mat, make sure it's nice and flat, which it is. This piece has to go that way. Let's see now. Almost got that in one hit. Let's use the tweezers to help hang on to it. And use a drop of the quick set. Let's see now. There. And let's try and do the other side as well. Let's wick that together. Thank you. And then we will just ever so carefully bring that together with a bump. And making sure it's flat. Let's just adjust the back there. Let's do this side as well. Let's only do half of those. So I took a lot of glue off there, just for there and just for there, because I don't want to soften both sides. Okay, so now let's double check it this way. Are you in? Yes, you are in. Sorry, I forgot to check. But luckily, what am I on? Oh, I'm all the way out. That's why you can see. Okay, now, are we flat? Yes, we are flat. How are we going this way, though? Not bad. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's go a bit more. Okay, yeah, that kind of come up well. Got a little bit of a line here. Can we get rid of that line? It is flush. If we go back over here, it is flush. And again, we can probably fix that up with a little bit of undercoat later. I'm going to give that a buff. If it was more solid, I'd give that a sand and a buff right now. And that's to go that way with the floor on top. Something like that, I believe. Yeah, something in there like that. Making that one structure. Do we dare glue it like that? No, I don't think so. I think we'll just put that on there. And we'll just touch a couple of the sides just to set it off. I do know there's a gap there. And I think I did that earlier myself when I was sanding. I didn't quite get the right angle. So that's just to set that off and get it started as a locator. And then once it's located, like it is, let's spin that around that way. Get rid of some of the excess there, along there. Some of the excess there, along there. Some of the excess there, just along there, just to help it start off. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Not too worried about that little tiny gap there right now. Not bad, and it is becoming a nice solid piece. Now that it's a bit more solid, let's work on the back section. Let's put a bit more along there. removing a lot of the excess this time. And just to double check the back, that joint and that joint, and can we actually squash that in a little more there by softening it. And bringing that down. And again, I think that actually goes on this structure. Let's come back out again now. I think that goes on there, something like that, which would be facing the rear. And this is going to be kind of covered with the structure. Let's go out with the structure of the ship sort of coming along like that. So are you going to see it? Not overly see it, no. And as you can see, the structures of the ship are really starting to come together now. Yeah, but unfortunately, we're out of time for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. The start of another piece. Let's put it all back together. I think it's coming along rather nice. I hope you agree. I'm really enjoying doing the build today. It's been a good day for it. Hopefully there's no mic problems. Let's do a mic check. Yeah, mic check works. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.